All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master. Today we're talking about gaining diagnostic experience, well, the only way you can. What do I mean by that is, well, you gotta do it. That's the only way you're gonna get experience, is you have to experience it. One of the things that I hate about tech schools is they talk about, once you get out of school, you make all this money because, we've done all this stuff to train you and all the book learning in the world. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want on diagnostics. Until you put it in practice, it doesn't apply, because while you may have the knowledge, putting it to use is a completely different thing. Billy, our newest tech, recently bought a U-scope, and he has been playing around with it as much as possible, putting it on known good cars to try to figure out what's good, how to use a tool, which is all good. But I've got a good example of a car behind the camera right there is a Cadillac XTS. I think it's an XTS. If you watched my video, What's Going On Around the Shop, in August, I talked about a similar car, same model and everything, same problem, and it needing a compressor, and the warranty company declining it. Well, the warranty company came back and said it does cover. They were wrong, so I did that repair. But one of the things that you have to understand is when you're going into a system you don't understand, I haven't diagnosed a lot of GM air suspension issues, just haven't. And so my first time diagnosing that car was a little slower than that car, different car, same problem, because I was wanting to make sure I was diagnosing it right. So, crossing all my T's, dotting all my I's, making sure that I needed a compressor. I had valve fault codes with the other compressor and wanted to make sure I understood how the system worked. Well, fresh in my mind, another Cadillac shows up with the same problem. This one, not as bad. The valves are failing more intermittently, but same problem. The thing is the first time I did it, I took longer than I should have, trying to understand the system, how it worked, going through, looking everything up, and figuring out a testing procedure that wasn't stupid. Trouble trees. Anyway, the second time, well, the good thing for me, it was fresh in my mind on how to diagnose that system. I was a lot more efficient on diagnosing that compressor because, well, I knew how the system worked up here and was able to make the call relatively quickly. After repair, important, because there's a procedure. The first time I screwed it up, didn't do any damage, but I had a little, so I had to correct that. That took longer than it should have. This time, knocked it all out. Car's sitting nice and level. We're all good. So that experience is something you can't read in a book, watch a video on. You have to do it, and you have to understand that. No matter how much training you go to, until you put it in practice, it's not real. Until you understand how to do it in the field, it's not real. A little side note on the XTSs. The first one paid 1.9. Second one paid 1 hour. GM cutting times, gotta love that. Charge book on the first one, charge book on the second one. I noticed a slight change in procedure between the two. The first one had you replace the lines. It comes with a compressor. The second one had you unscrew it from the compressor and not replace the lines. Yeah, I guess GM figured out that's how dealer techs were doing it. So they said, nope, we're cutting time. So just a little side note on that one. My point of this is that's the only way you get better, is by seeing different cars you're not familiar with. some of the issues that we see in this shop, we see often, you know, to the point where it's annoying. I mean, we see it, you know, Honda AC compressors, Honda starters, Honda alternators, you know, all the time. You know, we see a lot of the same stuff, so it's nice to actually get something different in here and, you know, be able to flex my diagnostic muscles a little bit, because, you know, most of the stuff I deal with isn't worthy of, you know, me doing a video on, because, well, it's not that hard. I mean, I could have shot a video on testing that system, but it's already fixed, so unfortunately I can't do much with a fixed car. So I hope you enjoyed this, you know, little lecture on, you know, experience comes from experience. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.